You're listening to Living Beyond with Hope. Hey, that's me.
Welcome to the podcast. This podcast is meant to help you realize you're more than a label, and you too can create a life you love despite it. Each week, we bring you tips and inspiring messages to help you take the positive steps in your health that will allow you to live beyond. Now sit back, relax, meal prep, or take a walk as you dig into today's topic with your host, a gal living her life to the fullest with type 1 diabetes, Hope Mangiafico.
Okay, so the power of words. We often dwell on what we're afraid of. So maybe you're afraid of change, or perhaps with diabetes, and this could be true with any really kind of health condition, even if it's just something like cholesterol or blood pressure, you're afraid of the complications. For diabetes, you could be afraid of changing your medication. A lot of people with diabetes, if they're on, say you have type 2, and you are just taking metformin, or you're just taking pills, and your doctor's like, you're going to have to start taking some insulin. That's scary, and I understand. So you think in your head like, oh, I'm afraid to do this. You're afraid of the other complications, such as kidney disease or amputations. Like, all this is scary, and I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not going to pretend like this isn't scary stuff. Or losing sensation of our legs, having neuropathy, or our blood sugar staying elevated for a long period of time. Like, this is just an example. But we all have a lot of fears. Basically, that's the take-home message, is we're fearful of many things. But we really need to try and change that mindset. And we need to step out in boldness and confidence, okay? And this is, again, for everyone. If you have diabetes, you've got to step out with confidence and be bold, that telling yourself, reminding yourself that you are in control, and be confident about it. The moment that you are confident in something, your life will start to change. And so you have to remind yourself you can't be fearful of the things that could happen. They could, but it doesn't mean they have to. And if you continue dwelling on the things that could happen, you're not going to make progress in the areas that you need to. And then speaking with confidence and boldness about our diabetes allows us to actually be confident in our care. So if you've noticed in all areas of life, when you're fearful of one thing, it's going to affect other areas of your life. So if you are fearful of things, and say you're fearful of all these things with your diabetes care is going to go out the window, because it's almost like you're fearful of change as well. But when you start being confident and bold, your diabetes care is going to do a complete 180. You're going to be more confident in your ability to take care of yourself, your ability to take control of your medications, or go to your doctor more confident and boldly and be like, I actually, I think I know what I can do and I can change, and I think that I might have a good solution. So that's a really good example, in my opinion, for diabetes. And fearful talking doesn't only affect you, but it affects those around you, those that you love, those that love you, your family, your friends. These things are not only affecting you, they're affecting all the people you care about. And so that alone could be enough to remind yourself that you need to have this mindset change, and that it's all about your thought process and the words that you tell yourself and the things that come out of your mouth. And say, instead of saying, I'm afraid, say, I'm confident that I can do this. You have to remind yourself that you are confident that you're going to conquer it. You're going to conquer diabetes. You're going to conquer any obstacles that are ahead of you. And the biggest take home is never underestimate the power of words. And you can even think about, you can go back to like when you were a kid, like way back in the day, and in middle school, and there were mean people, and your feelings were so hurt. Like, you had the thing like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. In theory, we would love to believe that, but in reality, it's not always. It's like they are hurtful, and it's not only what you say to others, but what you tell yourself on a daily basis. So I'm here to remind you to not speak fear to your life, but rather speak with boldness and confidence.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It means the world to me to be able to serve you and help you live beyond. If you found today's episode helpful or beneficial or share-worthy, I would love a review in iTunes. A review in iTunes allows me to know what was helpful and allows us together to continue to change lives and help other people live beyond their diagnosis or label. And if you did find this share worthy or helpful, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. If you're on an Apple device, you can go to the podcast app or the iTunes store and type in Living Beyond with Hope, and there you can subscribe or listen to other episodes. When you subscribe, this allows you to know when there's a new podcast released. If you're on an Android device, no worries, I got you. All you have to do is download the Stitcher app and search for Living Beyond with Hope there and subscribe there. You can also go to www.livingbeyondwithhope.com if you would like to listen to the episode again, if you would like to see the show notes and any links that were mentioned in this episode. Today's episode was also brought to you by my Living Beyond the Label audiobook. If you enjoyed this and you like hanging out with me in your ear, then you would love to get your hands on this audiobook. It helps us together strategize your best and most balanced life. If you want to learn more about it and to get your hands on the audio and the worksheets that go with it, you can go to www.mybalanceplan.com. The link is also in the show notes, and there you'll be able to start strategizing your best life. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember to keep living beyond.